Yo, what's good? I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to spend too much time talking because I'm actually excited. I want to get into this chapter because you're gonna see why. It's actually crazy. 299 Blue Tears. So the chapter picks off right after Barcha's win against Midshine City, as we see Bachira, Toya, and friends celebrating. Mind you, these people did absolutely nothing. Moving on though, we see Nanase, seeing that he made it into the top 23, absolutely bewildered. I don't even think he knew he was gonna make it, but I'm kind of glad he did because he actually did his part. We get to see the reactions of the other Blue Lockers making it, such as Raichi, Zentetsu, and Kiora, as we see Tokumitsu's reaction to him getting eliminated. And I'm not gonna lie, he kind of put it upon himself. He really didn't do much throughout the whole NEL. I think he did like a few things, but I feel like not enough to make the top 23. So this is definitely understandable. As we see the reactions of the U20 players also getting eliminated. As we see Igaguri with a 3 million bid salary, I feel like he should have got a little bit higher considering he stopped the #1 in Blue Lock, not once but twice. As Ego announces anyone who is not in the top 23 lock off. As Isagi says, please wait Ego. Why didn't Nagi make it? As Ego goes on to explain, he couldn't prove himself in a match. There has been times where he showed us that he can shine, but he is way too inconsistent. This salary is appropriate for a player of this quality. Ego goes on to say, that's all there is to it. As Isagi says, but Nagi's talent, and then Rayo cuts him off by saying, do it again. As Rayo says, it makes no sense. This just makes no sense. The whole world acknowledges his abilities. Sometimes he's off, but there are miraculous plays only Nagi can make. As Rails says, he's obviously a genius. Isn't it a waste to just let him disappear here? So can't you run the calculations again? And this is when Ego starts going off. Ego says to Rayo, shut up and get a grip. This isn't school, you sheltered dimwit. Didn't I say at the start that this is a laboratory for creating the world's best? But he isn't done there. Ego also says, and what do you have been talking about? He's a genius. Is that a joke? The results just now were enough. Nagi Seishio's talent has withered away. Ego further expands on this by saying talent isn't the power to believe in your abilities, it's the power to believe and then prove your abilities. Talent changes depending on one's surroundings and mental state. Friends and rivals, goals and emotions can all increase or decrease talent. And sometimes you get results that surpass your talent. Seishio Nagi's wild fate chain in the third match was an example of that. In that moment, he unexpectedly proved he could produce results beyond his talent. You were deluded enough to think that this was your true power, and the world demanded that from Seishio Nagi as well. What you guys should have done then was to analyze the fact that you got a result beyond his talent. But the biggest mistake was letting that go. Convince Seishio Nagi that he achieved his dream of defeating Yoichi Isagi. Do you know the biggest cause of talent withering up? Loss of hope? Despair? Fear? No, it's none of these. It's satisfaction, as we get this hard double spread of Ego. I already know he's smiling menacingly under his hand. He still didn't really have what it takes to defeat Yoichi Isagi. His ego drops one of the hardest lines he says, but he just happened to win. His desire has been released, and an animal with a full stomach forgets to hunt. That fire will not return. In that match, he should have tried to prevail on his own, no matter how painful it was. Even if he'd lost, he should have kept the fire of his ego burning strong. The choice to team up killed Seishio Nagi's talent. It was already withered up then. His talent will never blossom again, but you continue to water it and believe otherwise. Reo Mikage. Then Ego speaks to Nagi, saying, in the end, Seishio Nagi, you spoke of being the world's best, but you couldn't find a fire beyond the dream to defeat Yoichi Isagi. Reo says stop, but Ego keeps on going, saying, you were satisfied, right? That's why you were afraid of losing the ones around you, no? Rayo cries as he says stop it one more time, and then Ego says shut up, this is Blue Lock. I only need crazy bastards who won't be satisfied until they're the world's best. Normies who are satisfied with less than that, please. Go home, Seishio Nagi. As we see Nagi turn to Rayo and say, hey Rayo, and the chapter ends there. The next chapter being chapter 300 called Innocence.